Hello everybody. My opponent is Zoomer. We've got a new deck. It centers around the Devilish Valet because we just did a request from Boogie Boy in Historical recently. And I had so much fun with this card, I wanted to play with it in Modern Standard too. And this is going to be a ninjutsu deck, which is full of fast and cheap creatures. And that means it's going to take a little bit longer because when he's ready to, he's going to have some stuff he can put down. And we're just going to vanquish the Horde, so we're going to take a few points of damage and wait till he taps out. And when we can afford to cast this, we just need one more white mana. Basically, we'll be able to cast it for 4 before it's too much longer anyway. So it just depends on if Magic's going to punish me or not. I must admit, so far on playtesting this deck, it's been very punishing. And 4 mana start pumping up the Infiltrator. So I'm expecting, yes, I'm expecting that kind of stuff. That is not land. So my opponent's not going to miss their land drop because they never do. And this isn't pre-recorded, this is just how my life goes. Magic has decided that I think I'm just going to have to put in like 27 or 28 lands in every deck now because this is every day for me, and this is way too often. Okay, so we're just going to do this. We're going to exile a couple cards. There we go. Here's my board wipe. Here's a second board wipe. So we'll play that. Can we play them both? Necessity is the mother of invention. And we watch as they just repopulate with all their cheap tricks. And we're going to put down the Valet. Unless they have a counter spell? Do you want to counter my 1/1? I saved it special. They'll probably just kill the Valet. Aha! We're already implementing the combo. The Valet's power has doubled! Beware! Is that Black Adam? It looks like a black suit with golden bands. Is that Black Adam handing over something? Okay, what else you got? You're just gonna pump up him? I really need 5 lands to make everything work. Oh, we're going to do some more stuff, huh? 5 points. I'm nearly dead. Okay, so I can't play that. I can play you. And we'll be done. I had to play something because he could have 1 removal, and I need a second creature there. They usually don't have 2 removals at once, although if they got cheap cards like Fading Hope, they could have 1 removal and 1 Fading Hope. Look at that. I'm going to have to discard a card. The expensive one goes away. take it. We go from power 1 to power 8. We will attack. Get him closer to 20. It's had too much life gain already. I will go ahead and sacrifice one creature. I'll get rid of a 1/1 for you. Yeah. Okay. Now that the valet has shown what he can do, potentially, the valet has to go away. He's being kind of conservative, isn't he? Alright. I have 5 mana, and I've got the 2 white. So we'll just destroy everything that's here. And I don't think he can actually do anything to my life unless he hits me with creatures now. Unless they have changed the configuration of the ninja deck. So what we're going to do is make you sacrifice some creatures. Just one, really, but still. I've already played 3 of my 4 board wipes. But we're using them as single elimination now, basically, because that's all that we can do. I've got to guard my only way of life gain was the traveling minister, poor guy. Is that a guy or girl? I think it's a woman. My poor eyes, I gotta squint. Okay, I could use one more land. So then I could make a double play here. Oh no. Don't take my valet. I've got 3 different board wipes, so if they want a board wipe, they've got a third of a chance to name the right one. They take the valet. They took away our combo, our only reason for playing the entire deck. And you know what's bad is they get to exile all those, and we don't get anything. Usually with other cards you get to take it from your hand, and here, nothing. Alright, so she goes away, so they can't use the valets. They can't use our own stuff against us anyway. And I still need another land. Notice they're at 7. They're having no problems getting any of the land they want. Finally. Alright, so you come down. You come down. Don't kill anybody yet. Let this thing resolve. It's on the stack, right? He'd have to kill Barrett itself. He'd have to kill Barrett right now. But that keeps me with my first strike against the thief. So, if he... Are you going to kill Barrett? He lets it happen. He lets it happen. Which means I get a 1/1 white soldier too. We gotta wait for the... I mean, his name is Zoomer, but yeah, there we go. You gotta let him think. You gotta let the blue guys think. That's 2 heroes downfall. Is it too much to hope you're running low on ammo? Okay, so you're gonna get in the 3 points of damage from the thief, even though you know I have burned down the house. So getting me down to 1 point is worth it for him. Come on. You had your turn. Stop holding priority. Okay, I misspoke when I was talking about board wipes. I used all 4 of my white board wipes. I have red board wipes. If he has 2 creatures in a row, I'm in trouble. He has 2 creatures. Oh, never mind. I have 3 creatures. Alright, we're still on the defensive. 22 life versus 2. No sweat. Why would you do that? That's terrible. Why would anybody in the right mind do that? Okay, so we're going to do this. You get to go there, and you become cheap enough for me to cast so I can get both of them out of the board at the same time. You get to go to 7, and we attack. And finally, we got a little something going. And now I have enough money. All I would have needed was one of the 4 Devilish Valets, and we could pump them up to 8 right away. And instead, all of my precious Valets, the only reason that I put together the deck, they're all gone. They're all gone. Here. Take 5 points of damage. Oh, you want to trade? Okay. I kind of planned for that. I was kind of thinking you might do that. I don't think you're ready for what's coming next. Everybody's got haste. +2. +2. +2. 40, 15. Almost enough to attack with everybody. You get 1 more turn. I may have forgot to mention. Did I neglect this? My deck isn't entirely based around Devilish Valet, but what I've got is Philology Vanguard. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, another target creature gets +2. You could make it the same guy. You could make him a 4/3 and give him first strike. But it gets triggered based on how many creatures enter the battlefield. So with Devilish Valet, we've geared things so that we can get multiple creatures in on the same turn, like with kicking the Kellan Strike Team. Well, Philology benefits from the same way. In the meantime, we have Molten Monstrosity, which has Trample. So if we have just one of those on the board, we've got multiple ways to get a Devilish Valet type effect where we can increase the power and have a Trample attack. So let's go show you the entire deck. And that's really good deck building. Although the reason we're here today is because I wanted to show off the Devilish Valet. And Magic knows that somehow. They magically know that. I think they have my house bugged. So we call this Devilish Charge. For 2 key pieces of the deck. Devilish for Devilish Valet. If this deck layout will actually change. There we go. And the charge, because it looks like the Vanguard here is leading the charge. So Devilish Valet works. He's trample on haste. He's got the Alliance mechanic. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you double his power until end of the turn. So we've got 60 cards. And I don't know why I'm dragging it here. We got 20 creatures. The average mana cost is 3.9, which is deceptive, and I'll show you why in a second. And we got 24 lands. Okay, it's deceptive because we have Skitterbeam Battalion, who's costing 9. Even though we're probably just going to cast it for the prototype cost. Trample and Haste, when it enters the battlefield, if you cast it, you create 2 tokens. So that's 3. So if we have one of the 4 Devilish Valets on the field, he's going to go to an 8/3 creature right away just by playing the 1 card. In the meantime, the other expensive cards, we have 3 of the Molten Monstrosities that cost 8. So that bumps up our average mana cost. But we're never going to cast them for 8, probably. We're going to cast them for less because they cost less to cast, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. Now, the sweet thing about this is if the Valet is out and we cast 3 creatures and his power becomes 8, and we have just 1 more mana, the Molten Monstrosity is only going to cost 1. So we could get some other big creatures out that decrease the cost, or we could just have another spell we cast that pumps up the Valet, and then this becomes affordable. And of course, Vanquish the Horde, which starts out at 8, but we never full cast that because there's going to be creatures on the board, and every creature that's on the board, it costs less. And we saw that in the first match. Let's go back to the 1-drops. Traveling Minister, my 1 source of gaining life in the deck. 3 removals with March of Otherworldly Light. 1 March of Reckless Joy, which is kind of a cool card. You want to cast it on their turn so that you can untap and have full mana to play whatever cards that you're going to exile. It can be used as a Hail Mary to save you as well. 1 Sunset Revelry, if the opponent has more life than you, like we're used to that, you gain 4 life. If the opponent controls more creatures than you, you gain 2 white human creature tokens, which could be nice for the Valet, right? Multiple creatures again. If the opponent has more cards in hand than you, that doesn't happen that much with this. You draw a card. We have Baird, the Argivian Recruiter Legendary Soldier. Beginning of your end step, if you control a creature with power greater than its base power, create a 1/1 white creature token. So between having Falaji Vanguard out or Devilish Valet, we're virtually guaranteed to get a soldier every time. Aganjo Uprising. Create X 2/2 white samurai creature tokens with Vigilance. They gain Menace and Haste until end of turn. Each opponent creates X -1 2/2 white samurai creature tokens with Vigilance. So depending on if we have the Devilish Valet out, depending on how much extra mana we have, if we create, say we have 6 mana, we can create 4 of those. So that'll double his power 4 times. So we go from 1 to 2 to 4 to 8, 16. So then we have a 16/3 Trampler. And they can try and block him with all their samurais if they want. But, just things we can do. And if keep in mind, Devilish Valet is not legendary, so we could have more than 1 out on the field at the same time. That's the dream. Keldon Strike Team, we like to kick because then we get the 2 soldier tokens as well. That means 3 creatures coming in at the same time. We've got 1 copy of Angel Fire Ignition. You can put a couple counters on target creature. If we can put it on the Valet, he starts off with a base cost of 3 from then on. If we get 3 creatures in from then, he goes from 3 to 6 to 12 to 24. So that's kind of cool. We have Rem Careless, Stalwart Slayer, Legendary Human Knight with Flying and Haste. If a spell would deal damage to you or another permanent you control, you prevent that damage. There's also if a spell would deal damage to an opponent or a permanent an opponent controls, it deals that much damage plus 1 instead. We're not really concerned about the bottom half, but if we're going up against direct damage like lightning strikes against the Valet, this guy will stop that. They'll have to kill the Careless first and then go after our next creatures. 1 copy of Captain's Call. You create 3 1/1 white soldier creature tokens. We've got Myrael Shield of Argive, so that our opponent can't cast any spells during our turn. But more importantly, when she attacks, you create X 1/1 colorless soldier artifact creature tokens, where X is the number of soldiers we control. So we do have something of a soldier theme, right? We've got Baird, who's a soldier. We've got the Keldon Strike Team, which creates soldiers. Let's see, what else do we have? We got the Captain's Call, which creates soldiers, and Falaji Vanguard himself is a soldier. I think that's all the soldiers I got, but that should be enough to give us some to power up the Valet. Board wipes, we got the Populate, 2 copies of By Invitation Only and Vanquish the Horde, and 2 copies of Burn Down the House. If we don't need to use this as a board wipe, and the Valet is out, burn wipe. That sounds like something bad that you wipe your butt with on a bad day. That devil token looks like he needs a burn wipe. Anyway, I mean board wipe. So if the Valet is out, we can create 3 tokens there, pump him up 3 times in a row. So that's a nice card to have. It's a nice combination. I feel like the whole red-white combination is going pretty well. Then, of course, we already covered the Falaji Vanguard. He's got First Strike, which I love. And in that +2, you could give the +2 to the Devilish Valet. and make him his 3/3, and then cast maybe another card and start doubling his 3 power from there. What else do we have? We have 1 copy of Rabble Rousing. Hideaway 5 will actually be willing to hide away the Devilish Valet. Then whenever we attack with creatures, we get all these 1/1 green citizen creature tokens. And then if we get 10 out, then we get the Valet out. And the next turn, we're just going to attack with everybody. And it's going to be history because you can have like 8, 9, 10 power-ups for the Devilish Valet. Defiler of Faith, 5/5 with Vigilance. The spells cost less if you want to pay 2 life for the white mana part of the spells. Whenever you cast a white permanent spell, you create a 1/1 white soldier creature token. So there's yet another way we can get soldiers on the board. And finally, 1 copy of Elspeth Resplendent to give some tokens. And, you know, Planeswalkers are just awesome in general. And then I guess if we have the game last long enough when we haven't cast this yet, we could spend 9 mana, but I don't anticipate the game lasting that long usually. Alright, that is the deck. Oh, I guess I should say 2 copies of Iganjo and 1 copy of Sokenzan, Crucible of Defiance that we can channel, and we can create 2 colorless spirit creature tokens. We can do that on our turn, we can do it on their turn, so yet another way to power up the Devilish Valet at a moment's notice. I tried to do this with 3 copies, and I ended up with like 1 on the board and 2 dead in my hand. And so, I mean, logically, you'd think that it would be good to have multiple copies of that one to use it for this type of deck. But in my experience, we're sticking with 1. Maybe if we had like a mirror box thing going on where we could put on the multiple copies of the Legendary Land. Anyway, that's the deck. It's called Devilish Charge. And I should point out, if you're new here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to do that, because we want you to come back. We want you to see every time we put out a new deck. We're trying to do the new videos all the time. But I got a full-time day job. I got a family. I got other hobbies, like I got comic books to read. I got TV shows to watch. I got stuff to do, man. So I can be inconsistent sometimes. I can put out a video a day for a month or 3 months in a row, and then my life gets busy and I'm gone for 4 days. But if you subscribe, all it does is give you a notification that you got something there that you might want to look at. In the meantime, if you like the way our first match went, and you like this deck concept, hit the like button. And we're playing poker. 3 valets up front. This is the Magic's way of making it up for me because Kotos stole all 4 of them from me last time. They're like, oh, we're so sorry. Here's all of them back. Are we forgiven? No, Arena, you're not forgiven. We will never forgive you. Our deck doesn't really kick in until 3 mana, so we could be in trouble from the mono red burn. We're already on defensive, and you could easily have a burn spell. There we go. Kami's Flare. Oh, and he's got a modified creature, so that gives him an extra source of damage. So we're going to die quick. There isn't a whole lot we can do here against the flyer right now. And we need 1 more. We'll target my own creature, but that won't help me this turn. And he's got a second Kami's. Of course he does. Modified creature and Kami's Flare in the perfect combination. I would need. But it needs to be a white land, doesn't it? To do invitation only. And I'm dead. Okay. Mono red burn got you. Just like facing the Goblin deck in Historical. They got to go first too. Did you notice that? Because we won the first game, so we have to be punished. Alright. Let's try one where we have perhaps an equal chance? Or any kind of chance? I suppose if I got more depopulates, I could switch that so I only need a 4 mana board wipe more often, but I would also need to change my mana up so I got white land more often. This doesn't count as a 3-drop. We need to hold it for the valet so we can kick it normally. But we might have to use it as just a 3/1. Just because we got nothing else going on here. And where is our opponent? Our opponent is AWOL. Come on, it's easy win. I don't even have to play till turn 3. If you're mono red, you can go to town. Promise. We're going to run with it. We're going to see what we can do. How many cards? 118 total. Are you manually shuffling your deck? Is that why it's taking so long? Okay, flyers. We have trouble with flyers, don't we? So it's possible I may have to go in and get just like one more kind of lower mana cost board wipe. Let's see. Windscarred Crag worked great since I don't have a turn 1 drop. And I don't have a turn 2 drop, so we'll just throw the other dual land down too. And we're waiting for them to do some ninja tricks on us. And the opponent got to go first again, which gives them a big advantage against the ninja decks. Because they basically have a free pass here. And there's lots of ninjas they can get out for just 2 mana. But we're playing blue, and they need time to think. They just have so many choices, right? Okay, free card draw. Good start for them. Alright. We will put out white land and pass. We're planning on using the Ganjo if they come up against us with anything tougher than 1/1s and 2/1s. We pass. Did you miss a land drop? It does no good to play Ganjo now, by the way, while their mana was untapped, because they could always ninjutsu, remove whichever creature I was going to hit, and bring them back up. But now that they're tapped, they can't stop this. You stop them from gaining life, at least. As long as they have open mana and they can do the ninjutsu, it doesn't matter if they've done the ninjutsu once already. If they can afford to do it twice, they can stop my Ganjo. That's a neat little trick. There aren't that many things you can do to stop channeling, but the ninja ability, if you've got open mana, you can make somebody fizzle their Ganjo. So we've learned patience with that. He's tapped out, and he doesn't have land. He doesn't have the normal scaled down, stripped down 60 card ninja deck. He's got other stuff in here. He's got extra stuff. Aeronaut's Wings? It's kind of unusual. Alright. Let's see. That is an instant. So, nothing again. If he's having trouble with land, but he still wants to try doing the ninja bit, we can try to punish him again. In this case, if he hits us and does damage, he's going to have to discard one of his other cards that he wants to use. He might like it because it might give him a chance to draw a land. Surveil 3. This should be able to find him a land, right? It'd be funny if he's beating on me here. He's got mine's the only one whose life is going to go, and he decides to quit because he can't get the land he wants. Okay, he didn't discard anything into the graveyard. He just surveils again, because that lets him draw the card he wants. There we go. He's got another color land. But you can't ninjutsu for 1. So you go away. That'll come in tapped. We don't want to come in tapped. We want to do something. Ta-da! We've already flipped the table over. Or I guess the proper expression is we've turned the tables on you. I don't care what you got going on now. We got to win now. I got rabble rousing. I got Myrel. I got a molten monstrosity. All you did was put green in your deck and go from 60 cards to 118. You are doomed, Shakti J. A turtle. Turtle's not bad against us, actually. Okay, but you can beat the turtle with the monstrosity. If the monstrosity sticks around. Here's where we find out if they have removal. And they're blue, remember, so they need some time. All they do is put out a creature. That is bad news for you, my friend. Black has access to a lot of 2-drops, plus blue has the Fading Hopes. They could just bounce it right back into my hand. So there are things that they could do. Otherworldly Gaze. Okay. There's a limit to how good your Surveil cards do. When you pump up your deck, you have all these extra cards, and you need to get to what you need to get to. So then they put in more blue Surveil cards. You know, like at some point, if all you're getting is your Surveil cards, they're not really serving a good purpose. But that was actually just the flashback one, right? So he already had that. It was just an exile. Okay. Myrel. Yeah. We attack with our monstrosity. And they take 5 points of damage. It's great to be young and insane. Let's see, that counts as a warrior, so I only have 2 soldiers. So if we attack... Maybe I should do rabble-rousing first. Do I have time? I think I do. I feel like I can take my time here. What are they going to do? Attack me? Just tap my land. That'll show me. That'll make it your advantage. He's going to hit me for 1. Who knew? Don't give me an owie. We do have problems with flyers, don't we? Alright. Rabble-rousing it is. Give me a Devilish Valet. No. No Devilish Valet. Skitterbeam Battalion. No attacks. We've got a nice little combo next turn with Myrel, and by invitation only if Myrel's alive. Are they afraid of the Molten Monstrosity more? That's part of why I didn't attack. By the way, what is he chasing? What is that thing? Is that a Hellion? No, this is the Hellion. What is he eating there? Is that an actual Magic? Somebody let me know in the comments. Is that an actual creature in Magic that we have a card for? I don't know what's for dinner for the monstrosity. Okay, so Taro comes out, so anybody can be a ninja now for 4 mana. He's got 2 flyers, so he can put out other ninjas for only 2 mana right now. So we're going to definitely need to do something next turn. We will not be able to wait. The threat of anything coming down is a ninja. He could be doing what I did with my ninja prototype deck. He could bring one of these guys down for the full cost for only 4 mana. We know that trick well. We've played around with that. It's bad enough you could do it with something like a Titan of Industry too, let alone the prototypes. So Taro's pretty much dangerous in any deck. Alright. This is perfect. I'll show you what we're going to do. We just need for... There we go. It's my turn. Let me do the move. We attack with 3. With Myrel and rabble-rousing, we're going to get 5, right? Or no, we'll get... Yeah, 1, 2, 3. We'll get 6, because Myrel counts as a soldier herself, yes? And we don't care if they block these and kill them. We don't care if they kill Myrel. We're going to get 6. They only have 4 blockers. So if they block everybody, we'll still have 5 1/1s that we can use to sacrifice with by invitation only. Whereas they're going to lose their whole board. Oh yeah, we can play that. We can play it for the full. Sweet. So sorry, we got 9 creatures, not 6. Although it's too late for these guys to attack this turn. Oh, they're not even going to kill Myrel. Are you okay? You're going to double block. Okay, that means you take 1 point of damage. It doesn't matter what we do there. Deal the damage. Lose Myrel. We don't care if we've got an extra. And now by invitation only. Unless you have a 2-mana counterspell against sorceries, you're in trouble. You got to give them... They're blue, right? So you got to give them time to think. Maybe they have a Consider that they could cast. Maybe that would help them with the 100 cards they haven't gotten to yet. I'm going to play a big deck. It'll be great. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. It's like magic. And no sign of the Devilish Valet anywhere. Against our army of 6, they cast 1 card. There's our Devilish Valet. Sweet. What's that for timing? We get the combo. He quits before the combo resolves. That was 7. So we go 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64 to 128. Yeah, that was nice. You know, sometimes I wish they just let it resolve and just appreciate it, but you can't make this stuff up, folks. There's no cuts here. I'm not editing. I'm sorry for that. You have to wait through the roping. You have to wait for the server to respond. You can, but you have the option. You can click on through to the other parts of the video if you want to. But, you know, it's not like I'm stopping the video and only showing you the good stuff. I'm just hitting record and we get what we get. The pure, unvarnished truth. And sometimes we get beat by mono-red aggro. And sometimes we get the valet out at just the perfect time to do more than 100 points of damage. If you have been on the end of receiving a big hit by the Devilish Valet, I can sympathize. I can understand why maybe you want to duck out ahead of time. And he didn't even know that was going to happen, right? Because he was looking at all the other stuff that was coming his way. He was already looking at more than 20 points of damage without the Valet. Oh, gross. That one's going to be trouble for us. They've got 3 colors. They've already got all 3 colors available to them. I've got double my rail again. So, let's put one of them down now. That won't stop the Flesh Gorger from attacking. But if they don't have removal, then we can sort of have peace of mind to do what we want during our turn without worrying about being... Never mind. They kicked it, so it's at the bottom of the deck. And everything's coming in tapped no matter what we do. Let's go ahead and just throw a valet out there. They might have removal. We can't block, so let's go ahead and hit for 1. They shouldn't care. They've got life gain on the Flesh Gorger, right? Blue's got to dig through their deck like always. Notice they're not missing any land drops. They have no problem getting the land that they want and need. Ouch. Captain's call. Notice they're not missing their land drops. They got a full hand and no problems with anything, which also might mean that they have a counterspell at this point. Do they have extra land they're going to throw away? They throw away Arona's Vortex. They do not need anything, do they? Alright. We can't cast 2 spells, can we? They do have land to throw away. Not only do they not miss a land drop, they have land to spare. Okay, that goes to the bottom of the deck again. Another Flesh Gorger. 2, 3. We'll throw away the Monstrosity. Get some cards that we can play. They tapped out for that. Down to 2. Land, of course they have land. Lose your 2 creatures. That was all we could do. Now they do have red. If they bothered to have any direct damage to face type of stuff. If we do get a turn, we could put Rem Careless out. 5 cards. Crap in a hat. Yeah, you draw 5 cards, you're not going to miss your land drop at all, are you? We nearly kept up with them on the land. Alright. You come out. This prevents damage to us. So if they have a lightning strike, they've got to take Careless out first. So that may give us a second to survive. We'll put out Philology next. Give the extra 2 to Rem Careless, who has haste. And since we got another creature due to Rabble Rousing, our haster gets an extra 2. Almost like I planned this deck. Almost like I know what I'm doing if I get half a chance. No. You... what the heck? Okay. That stopped Rem Careless, right? Let's do this. I guess we're doing that. We attack with everybody we got. Create some more. Pump up our guy. It's like we have our own Devilish Valet without the Devilish Valet. Now, Arcane Bombardment usually means we're going to die. If he casts anything and he gets to burn down the house, it kills everybody. Rona's Vortex sends a Monstrosity to the bottom of the deck and a Silver Scrutiny to go draw more. He's still over 20, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. After all the damage we just did, he's still at 24. He's still better than when we started the game. And he's digging. Oh, because the X doesn't matter. He can't play the X from the Arcane the Bombardment, can he? So he can't really use that one. Alright, this is excellent. Man. +2. +2. +2. Next. Everybody attacks except for you two. Hang on. You two stay behind. We get some white creature soldiers. We get to target some creature. Oh, so hang on. We need to target the ones that are attacking. There we go. I accidentally clicked one who wasn't attacking. He should block the 7-1, right? So 5, 10, 13. He'll take 15 points of damage. That's got first strike. You can't do anything against that. Okay, you've got 1 mana. What can you do for 1 mana? Okay. I'm saying it doesn't take much to block the creature with 7 power. Okay, now again, if he's got a dig, he can discard 2 cards. Okay, Teferi he doesn't think helps him enough, and Fable of the Mirrorbreaker. Look at these cards. Rare card, mythic rare, unhelpful. Big score helps him dig some more. It's not the burn down the house. As long as he doesn't get a burn down the house, we have a chance. Threw away another Silver Scrutiny. That's too bad. He has enough mana. He could dig through a lot, but he just doesn't have time now. He's only got 1 turn left. Okay, final chance. He got to play with fire. He's going to kill us, right? He can use that direct to face. He can kill us. Does he want another chance to get the burn down the house? I never got my 1 life gain card in the deck. So close. I think he's just playing around with this now, isn't he? Even if I hadn't messed up with the allocation of damage, I wouldn't have had enough to kill him in that 1 turn. Big score lets him throw away cards, throw away another Uncanny Bombardment, draw 2 more. Got enough credit to cast anything he wants. I feel like he's playing with his food. There you go. Alright, he did it. Good job. Alright, we're going to try one more. Although we did get the Devilish Valet combo out. Let's just see if we can... We'll press it. We'll press ahead. We want to see if we can get him out one more time. So maybe I need more life gain in the deck. Another quick deck. Can't really... Well, I could get rid of him if I was willing to exile a white card. Play with fire already. Alright, I was hoping that was going to be a land. We're going to wait. Maybe he'll spend an instant and pump him up. Maybe it'll be, instead of direct damage to face, maybe it'll be, it's going to be something like that. Land and land. Okay. You already played your land. He probably thinks that's not a bad deal, right? Get some land out of the way. He doesn't need a lot. See, he's already got a lightning strike. Okay, let's go ahead and play this before we forget. Submit 0. You go away. Half dead. And yeah, we'll do this again. We are missing our land drops. Thank you. Obliterating bolts. Yeah, just when I finally get my stuff, that's when he has the removal. There's the Devilish Valet. Haha! We hit him for 1 point of damage. Woo! We have to vanquish the horde here. Yeah, let's do this. Okay. He's got another one. Another obliterating bolt. Okay. That's all we're going to do for that turn. Now, he's got a card in hand. He wants to use it. He could have killed me there by creating the 3 devils, and when they died, do the damage straight to my face. So we're living on borrowed time here. I think that was just a misplay. A panicked misplay. We got the Devilish Valet out, folks, on our final match, and we managed to activate him. Oh, and he doesn't wait. We beat the mono-red aggro. Although I think that was kind of his fault. He should have created the devils instead of doing the board wipe. And then he would have had lethal on us. But, you know, oh well. We were seconds away from activating it. I guess, I don't know. They just don't want to wait around. they'll beat on you all day long and get you down to 3 life, or 2 life, or 1 life. And the second the tables are turned, they just don't have any interest in hanging around anymore. And we're not in ranked, so it's not like, I don't know what to tell you. Nobody wants to be polite and just stick around anymore for the actual coup de grace. All right, we're going to leave it there. Let's go back in and look at the deck real quick one last time. I hope you enjoyed the matches we had for you. Oh, let's see what card we got. Flow of Knowledge. All right. I think I have 4 of those now, which means it's time to make a deck around that card. Remember, if you liked what you see, hit the like button. If you didn't like what you see, there is a way for you to, I think, dislike it. But, whether you liked it or not, give me a like button anyway. All right. That was our main star. Sometimes we lost all copies of them. Sometimes we got them out and were able to use them. So we experienced the entire spectrum of use out of that creature today. The Vanguard showed up quite a bit, even though we only have 2 copies of him. So he's worth his weight in gold. We're able to combine the other ways of introducing all the creature tokens along with the rabble-rousing combination to sort of just use his ability to get +2/+2. It wasn't quite a doubling, but at a certain point we got so many creatures, it just didn't matter. We were able to sort of duplicate the Valley's effect to a lesser extent. That was still pretty interesting. The only thing you guys didn't get to see was an Iganjo Uprising, which can be awesome if you pull it off with the Devilish Valet. So if I ever record one of those, I'll go ahead and bring this deck out again. So let me know in the comments if you do have any of the decks that I've done, because at this point I've done a couple hundred of them. If there's one that you want to see me do some more of, let me know and I will. In the meantime, there's going to be a new deck next time for you. Thanks for tuning in, and have a good one.